Hi Sagittarius, welcome to your new moon in Aquarius reading for February 9th, 2024. New moons bring in new cycles. Some pretty big 20-year cycle is happening with Pluto changing signs into Aquarius, by the way, and the Chinese New Year, which coincides around this new moon. So there's some pretty big movement, planetary movements happening. The direction your reading is going in is hidden motives. Number one, intention. So there can be something new that you're beginning at this time where there's some hidden motivation. I mean, it is what it is. It says it's pretty self-explanatory. And that's the direction that the reading is going in. It's a hidden motivation. So what is motivating you, right? Towards your intention, towards a new intention. You may be hiding it from somebody else. Maybe you're even hiding it from yourself. But it is said that what is motivating you, whether it's known or unknown, is pretty important to understand, because that is sort of the subconscious underlying reason you're doing something. We may be very charitable, but it can be because of a guilt factor or, something like that. Or maybe somebody else has hidden motivations in helping you begin a new intention. Good or its opposite. Okay, so that's the trajectory of the reading. Your focus for the next 2 weeks is judgment. Interesting, with hidden motivations. Judgment is just that. Judging a situation, judging a person, judging your motivation, actually. But I think this is an important card. It is like rebirth, reincarnation even. You see they're in their caskets and they're coming alive again. It's the clarion call. It's sort of like, I know where I belong in this world now, where I understand. It's like epiphanies. I get the whole picture now. I understand why something is happening. I understand the hidden motivations behind this intention, and it becomes clear to you, and maybe even helps you to understand the trajectory even more, But it is the clarion call. It is a rebirth, and it's a call to action. Okay. So it is the card right before the World card, which is the graduation card. And so we are almost at the end of this particular cycle, preparing to begin this new one. And things can really come together then, right? The pieces can kind of fall into place, and we understand things on a deeper level. And maybe your motivation that was kind of hidden from you, or somebody else's. The first column is where you find yourself at the time of the new moon, or if you are intentionally beginning something new at this time. The second column is you and how you're dealing, how you're behaving, what you're thinking, what your action is, and maybe even what your motivations are. And then the last column is the probable outcome. Probable because forewarned is forearmed, which is why we even attempt to look at the tarot readings or the future or hidden motivations, right? And some things we can change and some things we are meant to experience, but again, always for our growth, always to further our growth. And sometimes it may not seem like that. Okay, so let's have a look here. You have the Wheel of Fortune, a turn of the wheel, right? If you were at the bottom of the wheel, you're moving to the top, right? If you're at the top, you're moving to the bottom, but life is a gamble and the cycle continues on, so you'll find yourself again at some point at the top. but always with something to learn, right? There's always wisdom within these actions, within these continuous cycles, the turning of the wheel. It is a turn of luck, and it can be fate sometimes because if you think about the cycles of the planets, right? We are fated to experience something again as the cycle comes back around, but hopefully we have learned and we're moving a step up, right? We're figuring out all the pieces and understanding things and coming to better conclusions and learning how to undertake these cycles as they come around every time, again and again. Okay. With that, you have the Seven of Cups. The Seven of Cups can be confusion and choices, but it is asking you to ground very lofty thoughts, very lofty ideals. These are the 7 planets that offer you 7 choices, and you have to make a decision. You have to make a choice, but this guy is a little bit like, what do I choose kind of energy. And this card says what the heart wants. We're talking about emotion because it's the cups, right? Inspiration because it's the cups. Creativity because it's the cups. But what are we going for? What are we choosing for in this new turn of the wheel, in this new cycle, in this new fated cycle? And so it's really probably important to understand your motivation. What do you want? What do you really want the end game to be? You would choose appropriately for that, right? And which is really important, is to understand what the hidden motivation is, what is the underlying motivation. Expansion. Now, the Page of Wands is my Sagittarius card, and he is the student card. This is my student card. He can learn through life's cycles. It's a very expansive card. Now, of course, you can go to school and learn things, but there is never a better school than the school of life, because you are actually experiencing something. You're not reading it out of a book. You're having the actual experience of something, and that teaches you more than a book ever could. Not only that, it is more convincing because you can read something and doubt it, but once you've had the experience, it's hard to doubt anything that you've experienced. However, this is your own personal experience, and that's the darker or the more negative side of the Page of Wands. They're a very philosophical sign, and they learn through their own experience, but they believe that that is the case for everybody. So their motto is, even when I'm wrong, I'm right. But they are right for themselves. Everybody has a different experience, right? Everybody has a different perspective on how they experience something. So the difficult part with the Sagittarius is that they want everybody to follow their experience, when in reality, it's different for everyone. But there may be a choice in what we're going to learn or how we are going to expand something, right? We're expanding on something, new intention, hidden motivations. Why are we expanding it? What's the root of the expansion, right? We can say, I want to expand my business, but why? Why do you want to expand it? Is it to make more money, or is it to sorry about that. Or is it to help humanity, right? It's that kind of thing. Doesn't have to be that deep, though. Okay, so you have 2 sixes in how you're behaving. This is bringing balance to situations. This is the 6 of Wands, and this is victory within group situations. However, it does often come because it comes after 5. It does come after some tense situations or some challenges, and then this is sort of a stopping point, right? You can have a small victory, and you can take a little victory lap, but there's more to go. Now, possible hidden motivation is to help other people, right? This and your philosophy in life may be that the idea here is to help other people, because this is the have and the have-nots, right? Now, this card has come out in almost every reading that I have had, and so there is a need to bring balance to a situation. This can be minor illnesses, but it can also be medication. So whenever this card comes out, I always say, check with your practitioner to make sure that your medications are in balance, that they're working well with each other. I always say that across the board, whether I feel that that's necessary or not. It's just a good time to do that. But this is somebody who is helping out those less fortunate. The warning with this card is, what are you doing for them, and what are they doing with what you're doing for them, right? What are their motivations? So maybe you're lending somebody some money, and you don't know what they're going to do with it. They say that they're going to maybe make house repairs, for example, but instead they buy, I don't know, a game console. You know what I mean? That kind of energy. And so you're putting yourself out a little bit for somebody who isn't. That's just the warning that comes with it. It's a very charitable card. It's a really lovely card, but it is asking you to find balance. Now, the interesting thing is that I've been a tarot reader for over 30 years, and I have never noticed that he only has one leg. The have only has one leg. And Pamela Smith, who was the artist of this tarot deck, was very aware of what she put into the artist, you know, to the artistry, to the illustration, and why it was there. And I have never noticed that he only has one leg. So he has one leg to stand on, and that's why it's imperative that you understand that what you are giving out is being used appropriately. And, you know, I think it's very strange that I've never noticed it until now. With that, you have the Ten of Pentacles. So this is daily living expenses, daily life. It's the dailies card. The people that you see every day, the people that you converse with every day. Sometimes this can even be gossip. But it is the need to have a conversation. It is the need to talk. It can be negotiations. It can be financial negotiations. And that makes perfect sense with the Six of Pentacles, because it is indeed, I want to help you out. What are you going to do with it kind of energy. It can also be inheritance. So if you are receiving inheritance, it's also possible here. Be careful what you do with it, right? Maybe not be so frivolous, because this is passing something on to family members, whether it's wisdom, finances, a house, whatever. It's inheritance. But there is some kind of financial victory going on here, and it is within group situations, so there can be some inheritance happening in your situation. But again, we're looking at hidden motivations and understanding on a very deep level what's going on here. The outcome is an offer of some sort, a very firm offer. It's a very firm financial, physical, material offer with the Knight of Pentacles, which can bring some endings to difficult mental situations. A new day is dawning if your perspective is good with this card. This can be somebody who's been through a lot of pain, anguish, but the 10 is the end of a cycle, the beginning of something new, and you have it on either side. This is the Wheel of Fortune, which is 10. You have it in the center with the 10 of Pentacles, and now you have it with the 10 of Swords. This is the end of a difficult mental situation. However, it could have left you or the other person feeling pretty tired, pretty exhausted mentally and physically, and maybe even in pain. But if you're helping, perhaps you're helping in ways of giving your energy to help rebuild something, or it doesn't even have to be financial. It can be your actual physical help. But the idea here is that we're doing it for a group of people. You have another 6. That's 3 sixes. So this is really bringing balance to a situation. Now this comes after the 5 of Swords, which is something that was very hard won. And so we're taking these lessons that we've learned and going to a calmer place emotionally, and maybe even a physical place where we can kind of rethink situations, bring balance to our balance and stability to our emotions and to our thinking. This is the card of moving on. But it kind of feels, because it comes after the 5 of Swords, which is a very difficult card, and 5s are change and instability. And we're just wanting to now bring back some stability and to our situation. And this is also taking our lessons with us so that we can understand things, and very possibly from another perspective. Okay? It doesn't, it feels kind of vague to me. I can't pick out anything too particular that's happening, so that means it can be very different for a lot of people. But the sentiment and the energy is still there. So you can apply it to whatever it is that you're dealing with. Yeah, something for the future. Let go of the past and move forward. That's the 6 of Swords. And I think you're getting that opportunity here to do just that. Maybe there was a moment of strife and difficulty, because life is a gamble. We don't always have the best of the best in the world at all times. It's a constant change. But it seems to me like you're moving forward, you're moving up, and it is, you are being advised to release the past. Let it go. That's that 10 of Swords too, and move on. Interesting. Okay, I hope that's been helpful. Thank you for listening. I will return in 2 weeks with a full moon reading. Until then, take good care. Bye for now.